Hey everyone, welcome back to Walk and Study. Today we'll be going over some advanced TOEFL and IELTS vocabulary. This video is great for anyone studying for the TOEFL or IELTS, or anyone who wants to learn some common and important English vocabulary. As we work through these words, we will be walking around Bonaventure Cemetery in Savannah, Georgia. Bonaventure Cemetery is actually considered to be one of the most haunted cemeteries in America, but we'll let you decide how terrifying it really looks. Alright, let's get started. Our first word is hostile. Hostile is an adjective and it means unfriendly or aggressive and antagonistic. Using hostile in a sentence, we could say, during the middle school talent show, the audience was very hostile to anyone playing the piano. So, during the middle school talent show, the audience was very unfriendly or aggressive towards anyone playing the piano. Hostile is often used in the context of war, and using it in this context, we could say, the soldiers parachuted into hostile territory. So, the soldiers parachuted, or jumped out of airplanes with parachutes, into unfriendly territory, which in this context is territory or land that is controlled by their enemy. Okay, our next word is attribute. Attribute can be used as both a noun and a verb. When used as a noun, attribute means a quality or feature regarded as a characteristic or an inherent part of someone or something. Using attribute in a sentence, we could say, Yasmin has many good attributes, including kindness, intelligence, and a great sense of humor. So Yasmin has many good features or qualities that we could consider her key characteristics, and those qualities are kindness, intelligence, and a great sense of humor. We could also say, key attributes of many Japanese cars include affordability and reliability. So, key qualities or features of many Japanese cars are affordability and reliability. When used as a verb, attribute is pronounced differently and we say attribute. When used as a verb, attribute means to regard something as being caused by someone or something. Using attribute in a sentence, we can say, Alejandro attributed the success of the project to Gizem's hard work and creativity. So, Alejandro regarded or considered the success of the project to have been caused by Gizem's hard work and creativity. We could also say, Lucas attributed the growth of Switzerland's population to higher birth rates and increased immigration. So, Lucas regarded or considered the growth in Switzerland's population to have been caused by higher birth rates and increased immigration. Our next word is enhance. Enhance is a verb, and it means to intensify, increase, or further improve the quality, value, or extent of something. Using enhance in a sentence, we could say, Mustafa enhanced Phil's pumpkin pie recipe by adding a pinch of ginger. So, Mustafa improved the quality of Phil's pumpkin pie recipe by adding a pinch of ginger to it. We could also say, the writer's new book enhanced her reputation as the voice of her generation. So, the writer's new book intensified or increased her reputation as the voice of her generation. Alright, our next word is boost, which is actually very similar to enhance. Boost can be used as both a noun and a verb, and when used as a verb, it means to help or encourage something or someone to increase or improve. Using boost as a verb in a sentence, we could say, Greece has recently introduced new laws aimed at boosting tourism. So, Greece has recently introduced new laws aimed at encouraging tourism to increase. We could also say, in an effort to boost their performance, the coach gave an enthusiastic speech to his team. So, in an effort to encourage his team to improve or increase their performance, the coach gave his team an enthusiastic speech. Boost can also be used as a noun, and when used as a noun, boost means a source of help or encouragement leading to increase or improvement. Using boost as a noun in a sentence, we could say, Matilda decided to hire 3 new employees to give her team a boost in productivity. So, Matilda decided to hire 3 new employees to her team to provide a source of help that could lead to an improvement in productivity. We could also say, the encouragement his sister gave him when he was applying for university gave Ahmed a real boost in confidence. So, the encouragement his sister gave him when he was applying for university gave Ahmed an increase in his confidence. Okay, our next word is dilemma. Dilemma is a noun, and it means a situation in which a difficult choice has to be made between 2 or more alternatives, especially when the choices are all equally bad. Using dilemma in a sentence, we could say, during the drought, the farmer faced the dilemma of feeding his animals or feeding his family. So, during the drought, which is a period of low rainfall, the farmer faced a situation where he had to make the difficult choice between feeding his animals or feeding his family. We could also say, after her car broke down, Layli faced the dilemma of walking or hitchhiking the rest of the way home. So, after her car broke down, Layli faced the difficult choice between 2 bad alternatives to get back home, walking or hitchhiking. Okay, our next word is stagnant. Stagnant is an adjective, and it means having no current or flow, especially if you're talking about water, or showing no activity and being kind of sluggish or slow. Using stagnant in a sentence, we could say, the water in the bird bath was stagnant and smelly. So, the water in the bird bath had no flow and was still, and it also smelled bad. We could also say, after the housing crisis, the country's economy was stagnant for a long time. So, after the housing crisis, the country's economy showed no or very little activity and was slow and sluggish. Okay, our next word is unjust. Unjust is an adjective, and it is used to describe something that is not morally right or fair. Using unjust in a sentence, we could say, Max believes that sending people to jail without a trial is unjust. So, Max believes that sending people to jail without a trial is not morally right or fair. We could also say, the reporter spent a year uncovering the corrupt and unjust actions of a local judge. So, the reporter spent a year uncovering the corrupt and not morally right or fair actions of a local judge. All right, our next word is origin. Origin is a noun, and it means the point or place where something begins or arises. Using origin in a sentence, we could say, Philomena and Lawrence decided to research their family tree to discover their origins. So, Philomena and Lawrence decided to research their family tree, which is basically just a chart showing family relationships through history, in order to discover where they began or arose. We could also say, there is always lots of speculation around the origins of new diseases. So, there is always lots of speculation or guessing and theorizing around where and how new diseases begin or arise. Our next word is impair. Impair is a verb and it means to make something weaker or worse. Using impair in a sentence, we could say, drinking alcohol impairs a person's ability to drive. So, drinking alcohol makes a person's ability to drive worse. Another example could be, Mono's lack of experience impaired his chances of finding a job. So, Mono's lack of experience made his chances of finding a job worse. Impair is also frequently used to describe worsening health or mental abilities. For example, we can say, Tyrion's memory was impaired after the head injury he suffered. So, Tyrion's memory weakened or became worse after the head injury he suffered. Okay, our last word is hackneyed. Hackneyed is an adjective and it means used too often and therefore boring, not interesting, or cliched. Using hackneyed in a sentence, we could say, the author tried not to use hackneyed phrases to avoid being unoriginal. So, the author tried not to use phrases that are used too often and therefore have become boring or not interesting to avoid being unoriginal. Another example could be, the hackneyed characters were basically just ugly stereotypes. So, the typical or frequently used and therefore boring and uninteresting characters were basically just ugly and oversimplified ideas of particular types of people. Alright, with that, we've gone over some more advanced and important TOEFL and IELTS vocabulary. I hope this lesson was helpful to you all. As always, subscribe below, give us a like if you found this video useful, and let us know in the comments section what else you'd like to learn about or see in our next walk and study lesson. Thanks everyone, take care.